FSCJ Artist Series presents Jersey Boys, the story of Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. And we've got Matt Fauché with us today, and he's portraying Nick Massey. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And it's going to be at the Jacksonville Center for the Performing Arts, July 27th. We're so excited. Obviously, love that music. But before we get into maybe some of your favorites, tell us the story.
Sure. So we have this sort of rags to riches. It's a behind the music story. You know, when we VH1 used to have stuff like that. It's just four regular working class blue collar guys that happen to have some serious talent. One mainly being Frankie Valli, having that clarion, beautiful tenor voice. And it's their story about their struggles, about overcoming the adversity of the music business, their own personal struggles, whether that's their family or in between them. So it's a lot like real life and touring too, where we're four guys that are all friends with each other, but we're living and working with each other. So it's almost like Goodfellas and R.I.P. Ray Liotta.
Right.
It's like Goodfellas with the score of the greatest music that you remember from way back when.
And why do you think? Because I will say, full disclosure, I have seen Jersey Boys the musical. It is fabulous. I don't know if you were in it or not.
Back then, I probably wasn't in that company, but
it was
I'm pretty new to this company. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. But it was a fabulous show, and I know why I liked it. But have you gotten feedback? I mean, what do people love most about this musical?
Besides the obvious is it brings back the great memories from when this music was really important to the people that grew up with it. And now you see people getting up. I mean, if you come to this show and you don't leave dancing, you haven't seen Jersey Boys. So folks that come, they get to relive kind of their sweetheart years.
Yeah.
And the script is so good. It was written by Rick Ellis and Marshall Brickman. It won the Tony Award when it came out in 2005, I believe. So you're guaranteed an evening that is not only toe tapping, but you're really going to care about these guys by the end of it.
You're getting standing ovations across the country, performing over 25 of those hits. I mean, I'm sure it's hard to narrow them down, but do you have any personal favorites?
Gosh, well, my personal favorite before I did the show was Big Girls Don't Cry, because it's actually one of the first memories I ever had of music in my life.
Yeah.
And I was waiting in the bank teller line with my mom. And I remember it, and my brain sort of like clicked on in that moment. And I remember that just being one of the first memories of music and being like, this is really cool. I don't know what this is, but this is great. I was probably 5 or something like that. So Big Girls Don't Cry. Obviously, Can't Take My Eyes Off You, which was my wedding song. My wife and I danced to that well before I was ever involved with Jersey Boys. Just something that means a lot to each other. And from being in the show, we sing a song called Cry For Me, which is a song Bob Gaudio wrote. And it's the first time the four guys get to sing together, and the harmony locks in. And I'm a real nerd for a tight harmony singing. And I've been doing it for years and singing with these guys. I mean, the cast is just stacked with great singers with great ears. And when we get to sing together, there's no acting necessary. When we get to sing that music together, it just locks in, and it makes I got goosebumps right now.
You know what? That's so funny that you say that, because for one, after seeing the show, obviously I kind of know what to expect, right? But just hearing you say, I'm really big on harmonies too. And just like you saying all that is just like, I'm so excited.
Yeah, it gets you pumped.
Are there any facts you learned while you were kind of getting ready for this role?
Sure. As I got to know the story better, I realized that Frankie Valli and Bob Gaudio have had a working relationship. They're still both with us, thank God. They've had a working relationship for 60 years at this point. I think they quoted it at 40 years in the story, and it's probably maybe in its 50 years on just a handshake. They made a deal, and actually my character, I won't give too much away, but has some problems with this side deal. But they still collaborate to this day, and Frankie's still touring.
How cool is that?
That's like a fun little thing that I didn't know anything about until I was part of the production.
Well, that is so cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us. FSCJArtistSeries.org is where you can get your tickets. So thank you again.
Thank you for having me.
And break a leg, of course. And if you'd like to see this segment again, just head to our website, firstcoastliving.net.